Hi, Robert Peeler, Community Manager for Square Enix. I'm here with Kim Swift, creator of Quantum Conundrum, a new game for PC, Xbox 360, and PS3.
Yep.
So when does the game come out?
Still don't have a date just yet,
Okay.
but hopefully in the next couple of months.
First, I just wanted to ask about some of the hardcore challenges that you guys have prepared to really test the mettle of hardcore platformers for Quantum Conundrum.
Yeah, so we actually have challenges and leaderboards in our game. So every map that you play through it's keeping track of your number of times you shift dimensions, as well as how long it takes for you to play through the level from start to finish. And so you can, challenge your friends to see who gets the best time on a particular map. So when you first load up the leaderboards, those are the times.
You're just gonna leave them up like that? You're like,
yeah.
Kim Swift at the top. You're like, dang it, I gotta beat her. I can't do it. I'm trying.
I'm not at the top. I'm so not at the top.
So you have some notable voice talents. You have John Delancey's in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's a kind of interesting decision. What led to picking him for that role? And did you have anybody else in mind? Anything for Professor Quadrangle?
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple voice actors in mind, and we kind of assumed that they would be out of our budget. And we were thinking that we wanted him to have a really strong, distinct voice that had a lot of clarity to it. We wanted him to be American. And so we kind of went through a list, and someone actually mentioned John Delancey on the team, and a few of us are Star Trek fans on the team, and we were like, oh, hey, he might do a really good job. So we asked him for a sample, reading a few lines of Professor Quadrangle's dialogue, and he did a great job and decided it would be a good person to hire.
Yeah, I have another question about those batteries that you guys made, the USB keys.
Yep.
Those are pretty cool. Can we expect any other iconic imagery from the game to be made into a sort of real-life item?
I personally would love to have an Ike plushie, but I don't know. I mean, so on our side, we just handle making the game, and Square Enix so far has been the one to handle our merchandise, so you'll have to ask them.
Okay, you once said in an interview about Square Enix that they were really supportive of the development process, and that really help you guys have the support you need, as well as work creatively on yourself, on the game itself.
Yeah.
What kind of the ways can you talk about that they were helping you in this process? What other ways have they helped develop the game?
Okay, they've been really, really great for us as a studio. They are upfront with their feedback. Most of it's actually really, really good feedback too. A lot of it we implement on our own. They always come back with interesting things we can do to help publicize the game.
Okay.
So the different holiday art that we came out with, that was people on our Square Enix team's idea, and we thought it was really fun, so we went and implemented it on our end. As well as just general encouragement.
That's really cool. One aspect I wanted to ask a lot about was the QA for the game. There's a lot of balance to be had between playing the game in each level and making sure that it's challenging enough, not too challenging, and then good tutorial progression about how you learn each dimension as it comes along. Can you tell me a little bit about the QA process, maybe some of the things that they said at some point that was a little difficult to overcome, but ways that you've been able to manage that?
So, I mean, in general, tuning difficulty for a puzzle game is really tricky, because it is so subjective for every person. And so some people breeze really easily through a particular puzzle, and other players take a really long time. And so it's finding that middle ground.
So yeah, you told me once that the development of the game was very collaborative and somewhat iterative. So I just want to know if there were particularly any other projects that you can compare that with, and how those worked out, and how this process is. Basically, I mean, you said it went well for you, and you like to work that way, but has your mind changed since then, and since the process has gone further down the road, more development issues have come up maybe?
No, I think, the more and more my team and I work together, I think the stronger that we become in terms of learning how to communicate with each other, and one of the best ways to get our points across, make sure that we're making the best decisions possible. And usually it becomes fairly obvious very quickly what the answer is to a particular problem, based on the risk versus reward versus how much time it's going to take. And once we write those different answers up on the whiteboard, there's a clear winner pretty much every time.
How does that compare with your projects that you worked at Valve?
Very similar. The process is a little bit different at Valve. I think we're a little bit more open on Quantum Conundrum, mainly because we have a smaller team than a lot of their games there. So I worked on Left 4 Dead 2, and that was a team of about anywhere from 30 to 45 people at any given time. So it's more difficult to actually
Your team is much smaller.
Exactly. It's much more difficult to be fully collaborative when you've got that
many people to
in a
consult.
room.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, one last question, if you don't mind. I did want to ask about that chocolate dimension that you guys brought up on April 1st.
Yeah. Some people fell for it, which I thought was awesome.
It's pretty convincing. You guys did a good job. Any chance you might add that later? It just seems, I mean, if not that, maybe a chocolate box that you send out. I just really want to play it, that's all I'm saying.
I mean, who knows what's to come for Quantum Conundrum, so I guess stay tuned and see what's
delicious.
coming down. Yeah, very, very delicious.
All right, well, thank you very much, Kim Swift.
Yeah.
And thanks you guys for watching.
Thanks.